Dragon Quest VII is back, and this time it feels like a classic you already know, but with a fresh polish. You play as Orsa, a quiet island boy alongside adventurous prince Kiefer, and Maribel, the mayor's daughter. They discover magical stone tablets that let them travel to long-lost islands in the past. Each island has its own little story. For example, rescuing a village from robot invaders or undoing a curse that turned everyone into animals. As you fix these bygone troubles, these islands magically reappear in the present. The setup is episodic, kind of like a series of short quests. And while it's not heavy on deep character drama, it's full of charm. The mood stays upbeat and warm even when the stories get a bit serious. So you really end up rooting for these places and people. By the end, all the threads tie together and the payoff feels satisfying. If you played the original, you'll notice a lot of padding is gone. The biggest change is how quickly the adventure kicks off. In the old game, you'd wander around your home island for nearly an hour before even touching a sword. But Reimagined gets you into the action right away. Expository dialogue and needless backtracking have been trimmed, so the story zips along instead of dragging. All the annoying busy work is dialed back. For instance, finding the next objective is much easier now thanks to clear quest markers and map indicators for hidden items. On the world map, enemies are visible as wandering monsters instead of surprise encounters. You can simply walk around them to avoid a fight, or swing your weapon at weaker foes to instantly defeat them without loading the battle screen. You get a bit less experience and loot that way, but it's great for speeding through easy areas. There's also a treasure radar ability, the old nose for treasure skill, that pings when chests or hidden goodies are nearby, which is fantastic for completionists. Fast travel is generous. You'll unlock quick teleport spots that let you hop between islands instantly once you've discovered them. And on the option side, there are tons of difficulty settings. Beyond just easy, normal, hard presets, you can fine-tune things like monster strength, how much experience or gold you earn, and even whether enemies chase you on the map. In a pinch, you could turn off enemy encounters entirely. All these tweaks mean you can make the game as chill or challenging as you like. Battles use Dragon Quest's familiar turn-based system. Up to 4 party members take turns choosing actions like attack, magic, or items. It never reinvents the wheel, but it does a neat job. One nice thing is that you gain skills and cast spells pretty liberally. The game doesn't force you to hoard magic very much. Likewise, health and damage numbers stay reasonable. You won't suddenly be seeing 9,999 pop up everywhere. This gives fights a grounded, steady feel. A huge new feature is the moonlighting vocation. It's basically a job system. Every character can now equip 2 jobs at once instead of 1. Imagine making one character a mix of warrior and priest, and another mix of mage and martial artist. The possibilities for builds are suddenly way more interesting. You earn experience for both jobs in battle, so your skill points fill up twice as fast. Also, if one job caps out on proficiency, any extra points spill over into the other job, so nothing is wasted. Each job also has a special let loose move. Think of it like a super move. When a character deals or takes enough damage, they become worked up, and you can trigger this burst effect. Depending on the job, a let loose ability might unleash a huge elemental attack, give the party a big stat boost, or even act as a temporary shield. It adds an exciting surprise in the middle of tough fights. Not an instant win button, but something that can really turn the tide if timed right. For battles you'd rather skip, there are auto battle options and adjustable battle speeds. In practice, I set combats to fast mode and found that 90% of standard encounters could finish in seconds with very little input. Boss fights, on the other hand, still require some strategy, and those were often satisfying nail-biters. Mixing and matching 2 jobs per character, in particular, is a lot of fun and breathes new life into party building compared to the original. One of the biggest wow factors is how good the game looks and sounds now. Visually, it's like playing with a collection of intricately painted miniatures. Characters and monsters have surprisingly realistic lighting and detail, yet everyone still has that Akira Toriyama cartoony charm. Towns and landscapes look rich and full of texture. On modern consoles like Switch 2 or PS5, it runs smoothly at a high frame rate and a crisp resolution. Easily the best Dragon Quest graphics to date. The entire soundtrack was re-recorded with new orchestral arrangements. Familiar tunes from the old game are still there, but they pop now with full instrument sections. It sounds epic when you're in a big battle and whimsical in a village scene. Another big improvement is the voice acting. In past DQ games, characters mostly spoke with text bubbles, but here almost everyone except the main silent hero has a voice actor. It really adds personality. You can hear Prince Kiefer's stubbornness or Sir Mervyn's wisdom through their voices. Even the townspeople have accents. For example, one island's denizens speak with a French accent and another's with a Russian vibe, which is a fun touch. Overall, the presentation is top-notch and helps immerse you in the world. Dragon Quest VII Reimagined is a love letter to fans of old-school JRPGs. It smooths out nearly all the rough edges of the original while keeping its giant, epic scope. The pacing is much tighter, and the treasure-filled islands are a blast to uncover. The new dual job system and flashy let-loose skills give the classic turn-based battles a modern twist. Visually and musically, it's absolutely gorgeous. Think tabletop dioramas brought to life with the symphonic music. It's not without flaws. Even in its trimmed form, DQ7 is a long marathon, easily 40+ hours for a full playthrough. And some of the island stories can feel a bit overlong or uneven. By default, the game skews on the easy side, especially if you're using all the auto options. So purists might miss a tougher challenge. Thankfully, the difficulty sliders are there if you crave it. Overall, our score for Dragon Quest VII Reimagined is an astounding 8 out of 10. All told, Dragon Quest VII Reimagined is a fantastic update to a classic. It nails the cozy feel-good spirit of the series and adds smart conveniences that let you enjoy the adventure without tedium. For fans of classic RPGs, or anyone who wants a cheerful, grand story with loads of content, this is a highly recommended journey. And that's about it from us here at Controller Culture. If you enjoyed this review, make sure to leave a like, subscribe for more reviews, and let me know in the comments what you think about Dragon Quest VII Reimagined. Thanks for watching, take care, and I'll catch you in the next one.